Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be my showcase on the Tusos, We the One, usually referred to as Tusos, zombie Usos, but Tusos is normal because it's the two-headed monster here. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you with and without the gear, and just a little bit of a spoiler. He can't. People asking if he can be relevant. Yes, he can be relevant if you're willing to accept a slight to medium cascade risk. It's kind of up to you. I personally am not, but he is very effective. But you need at least one thing, one extra thing to make him work. And this moment would be the thing you need, mainly because it makes his multiply gems 5 bigger, right? You may not need one thing if you have whale trainers and skill plates, right? And we'll get there. So you can kind of decide. But I would recommend having at least one of these things. This is much better than his gear. His gear is good too, though. But if you can only choose one this year, make it this one. So I'm going to start off by showing you without his gear. How am I going to do that when we have the gear? Well, it adds 150% all color gem damage. So what I'm doing is I'm using a armor strap with 3 Fury 3s. So normally I would use 100% with 4 Fury 3s, which gives you 140% gem damage. And right now, well, actually 180% because of the 2 Furies, right? So right now we're only getting 40% gem damage. So this would be 10% harder. It'd be like 110% strap. But that gets us super close, puts us in the ballpark, so you should know how he performs. That's also why I'm not showing the strap, because it wouldn't look right based on what I'm using. I'll be switching it after we go through all of these without the gear, then I'll run all of them with the gear, okay? But I do have the moment, which is adding 5 multiplies. This is an older moment. It should be the easiest one to get of all of the zombie moments, also the one you're most likely to have. Um, I'm not going to play around that because I think you kind of really want that for Tuso anyway. Moveset's going to be the same in all of them. It's triple purple. Sky is falling, 6 MP, 3x1 pyro. Modify all gems above it into multiply gems of strength 4. They're really small. 4 is not big enough. That's why you need the moment. That puts it into an area where it's an okay starting amount. For 18, it's not even 18. I'm sorry, 21. Yeah, it is 18. 8 for 18 multiply gems, right? When broken by you, and then make 3 pyro gems into purple. So this fills the other 2 moves. Bites, 9 MP, deal 100, is that 177k damage, and then increase the strength of your multiply gems by 5. Very important move. And then it decreases the damage of all your opponent's gems for 2 turns. We don't care about that. And then dynamic drop, 8 MP, deal 139k damage and make 8 multiply gems into purple gems. Then deal 139k and increase your blue MP by 4. This sucks because it adds MP up, and it's not a finisher. So you can get reversed by this. Also, this also sucks because if you notice some of the reversal people, it's if you change the gem damage of any of their stuff. I'll show you what I mean real quick on a Hall of Famer. I believe the newer Hall of Famers run that way with the wording. Where's Hall of Famer on? Really? Can we just load the characters game? That would be out. Whatever. No one's got time for this. If the opponent's move changes either superstar's gem damage, and we're changing theirs. So the bad thing about Tuso is you are basically dealing with 3 reversals. Multiply, gem, and MP up. So in that sense, to me, with the cascade risk, he's not relevant as a fighter. What he is relevant as is a coach, which I talk about that in the prize wall and why that is. And this is not really about his coach ability, so let's not get into that here because this will be long enough without it. But Uso can hit if you're willing to dodge some stuff and deal... Oh my gosh, game. What the heck? if you're willing to dodge stuff, deal with 3 reversals and a cascade risk. It's not ideal nowadays. Why? Frustrating. All right, there we go. Let's show. So the trainers we're starting with, I'm going with a friendly entourage. This gets your 6 MP loaded, right? And then double zombie. Brett is the one you want the most, purple and multiply, but then Chelsea. I'll go up. I'll have 3 different multiply trainer sets for you guys. It'll get progressively more difficult to obtain the trainers as we go. This is like the starter kind of build set. I got the new UI update finally. I actually love this UI. It feels very modern, very clean, very crisp. Big fan of it. So you can see that move fills the other moves. It does what it does. Pretty straightforward. This does what it does. And then you blow up the remaining multiply gems for 64 million damage. So that's right on the edge of hitting hard enough, right? And that's without any plates, but you do need that moment and your intro trainers, right? For plates, the plate is actually really easy for this. You just run Bubba's, is it Bubba's glasses? Devon's, yeah, Bubba's glass, yeah, the ultimate plate. Do a purple move, increase your purple gem damage. It's not Bubba's glasses, it's something else. I can't think of it right now. And that would add 100%. 50% for each move, and it does not add it on the last move because it applies after the move takes effect, so you get 100% extra. So you can hit hard enough if you have the moment. That's why I say that's kind of the one thing you want. If you have Sherry, this would be the next step up. So Sherry, Santa, and Brett. So this is bad. Yeah, no, this is fine. You would want to go this side to avoid the 2 there, right? I'm not great at this kind of gameplay because I don't think about it much anymore these days because I don't play this way. But it's minimal cascade risk. It's on a 3 match, right? You need to drop 2 of the same in, but it's still there, obviously. And here you can see he hits for 71 million. Pretty respectable. Like I said, you really want that moment. All right, and then the best multiply setup, it's only slightly better, but it is better. We get to 5x on the multiply gems, and you don't need Santa, is putting NOD Rock in there, and of course, Turtle Leo. So the gameplay loop is pretty solid, actually. I will give it that credit, but the dodging the 3 reversals nowadays is, yeah. That ain't it. You want this guy really for his coachability, especially with how many good showboats are out there. That's what you want him for. You don't want him for a fighter, in my opinion, right? Like Hall of Fame Goldberg, way better. Way more obtainable, way better, no risk. And it's also better on a lower level account like my free-to-play. And we actually hit less hard here than the other one, 69. I don't know if we cascaded, or maybe the break point is such that it is, but we have a Super Santa on this account. On most people's account, though, this will hit harder. Maybe not if you have the Super Santa with this setup, apparently. Okay, so that's without the gear. What does it look like with the gear? So let's switch straps to the regular strap we were going to use, and we can find out. It would have been smart if I'd taken those plates off ahead of time. They're not doing anything right now. I'll take them off, though, for optics. Here we go. One second, guys. We will get this done. It's 100% strap, right? Before I do this? Yeah, 100%. Okay, perfect. Fury 2. All right, so if you have the gear, this is what it'll look like. And now let's change him so he's showing the gear. 150% all color gem damage. Okay. Should probably use the right trainer setup. Start from the bottom, work our way up again. Boom, boom. Okay. So this is not ideal. Double red here, double black here, double black there. Super cascade risky. This will cascade for sure here. And going in the middle is always a bad idea because it's just stuff that like cascade here, right? So this is our least chance to cascade, and it's a pretty good odds that one of these three are going to drop in. Wow, I can't believe I dodged that. So that's that you will get boards like that where, and then sometimes you just get bad luck too, right? You can see 83 million with the gear, right? So damage is not going to be a problem if you have the stuff, right? Then we haven't added a plate yet. All right, let's go with this one. But yeah, like, I don't recommend him as a fighter, personally. Especially with the nowadays game with all the reversals. It just is asking for trouble when you combine the cascade with it. He is fast, though. Even with all the combo moves, he is pretty fast. But dodging all of the reversals is not good. Yeah, it's unfortunate they made him into combo moves, actually. Boom. This should hit probably over 100, I would think. Close. 95. Okay. And let's move to the Leo one. Then we can toss a plate on. Apparently that was the Leo one, because I'm big stupid, so... Did we run the Sherry one? Or did I just put the wrong one on? Well, that previous one was the Leo one. Let's run the Sherry one now. Okay. I am so good at this game and being a great content creator. I never make any mistakes. That was sarcasm if you didn't pick that up in my voice. Screw up all the dang time. Alright, 18 times, one smaller. $94.6, almost identical with the Super Santa. 90. The other one was 94.7, so almost identical between the two of them. All right, so now let's throw a plate on. There's two plates you can use technically. You can use the Ministry plate, gives you 100% when you make the multiplies, or you can use the purple plate. Should show me purple gem since I can't think of the name of it. That's right, it is Bubba Specs. So Bubba Specs gives you 100%. I am actually, because I want to show you guys one way to avoid some of the multiplies, I'm going to use this Ministry plate. The Bubba's glasses in this hit exactly the same hardness for what we've ran so far, okay? You'll see why in a minute why I tossed that one on, though, because there's one way you can run it without increasing your gem strength that would get you to avoid the gem damage and bring you down to 2 reversals and be faster. So I think with everything, I think that's enough that you can run that. So I think that's worth showing for people. But let us show the rest of the stuff first. This looks relatively innoxious, so that means I should cascade. No, I didn't. Okay, perfect. Doing pretty well in the not cascading department so far, which means I just completely jinxed myself. So pretty nice, right? 95 million with these trainers. It is really can hit if you have everything, but again, dodging 3 reversals there, right? The plate is low demand. The Bubba's glasses, very low demand, right? It's you can get it off the showdown wall, very free to play friendly. It just simply adds another 100% with all of these, so that's great. Okay. This should hit really hard. Yeah, that was 115 million, right? 115 million. And you guys already know that these two are similar. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to 2-click it without increasing the multiply strength and then avoid the gem buff, so you could use it on someone, against someone like Hall of Fame Goldberg or any of the Hall of Famers. And that's, for that, you would need the Ministry Plate for real, for real. You'd need everything, and you'd want the best setup you could run. But Sherry and Santa could run this too, just as easily as this one could, because you guys have seen they've pretty much been on par. That's because this has the Super Santa. If you don't have Super Santa, this one gets the edge by a small margin, right? Small margin. But we're going to 2-click it and see what it does. If we can get to like 80-ish million, it's okay. But still cascade risk, which I don't like. But very fast on the 2 moves, right? Technically it's 3-click because we have to click the board, but 2 moves, 3 clicks. Yeah, 83 million. So I think that would be my winner right there. Would be the best setup you can run, having everything, and then you only have to dodge 2 reversals. But still not ideal for 80 million. That's a lot of work with cascade risk, right? So I think that pretty much wraps up Tusos and where he is. I don't consider him a top showboat anymore. Right? He, for a while, was very strong. If there were no reversals, and you could make a case that the 2-click with speed with no reversals, you know, like if this was like a year ago, you could make a case for him being one of the better feuding showboats. And now I don't think you can. And I don't know that this is who, like I said, with Hall of Fame Goldberg out there, as a very available one, I don't know that I would recommend him as a fighter. So where he has the most value currently is he's 1 of 1 at a coach ability. The next best coach is 15%, and that's it. There's 2 protect gem damage coaches in the game, and if you don't have Uso, there's nothing to replace it with. The plus side is very rarely, if ever, do you care about this trainer, because protect gem damage guys just are not good usually, and they don't hit hard enough, right? So, well, it is a 1 of 1, and you should get it for that reason. Because we have had some protect gem damage guys that you've had to use, and if you didn't have this, they pretty much sucked completely. And with this, they are okay with a bad gameplay loop, right? But at least much more usable. Looking at you, Yoko. So, yeah, I think he's worth getting for the coach, though, just because you never know what they're going to do. And you do really want it for the coach. But as a fighter, I don't think so anymore. You can obviously make it work, so when he's required, any of these build sets will get you through it. So hopefully that helped today, guys. Enjoy the showcase, enjoy the weekend, and yeah, I'll be back later today with a breakdown from Scotty and myself on the event and the prize wall. And yeah, I'll be doing a bunch of the old zombies this year like this. All of last year's, I'll probably do all of them. Chelsea, Brett. I already did Punk and LA, but I'll do Chelsea and Brett. and I've already done Ray. So I'll probably do like Bianca for sure. Maybe Becky and Liv as well, if enough people want me to. But yeah, I'll do a bunch of the old zombies this year throughout the month because zombies are fun and people are getting them right. So let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this showcase, and remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there, and have a great weekend. It's Friday.